Welcome back to SMSUMustangs.com. We're with Mustang head volleyball coach Terry Culhane as the Mustangs get ready to open the 2019 season this weekend at the Michigan Tech Classic. And Coach, it's been a busy off season, obviously a very successful season in 2018. You've had spring ball and now a couple of weeks of fall camp. Your overall thoughts so far here? A lot to get ready for in this season.
Yeah, it really is, because we lost two players that were very pivotal to the success of our program, and Kaylee Burmeister and Taylor Reese. So they were 6 rotation players, and we are in the process of trying to find players that can fill that 6 rotation player role. But sometimes you end up with one playing 6 rotations, maybe one playing 3. We'll have to see how that goes.
Now we'll talk more about in depth here this season here shortly. But what's the first week or so or fall camp? Is it more just getting players used to new positions, or just kind of getting those the fundamentals down? What are the main things that you work in fall camp that first week or so with you and the coaching staff?
We keep it pretty basic. It's we still think you have to have some fundamental skills to play the game, and we obviously work on skills, but everybody's role changes on a new year, and you need to figure out who's going to be your leaders, who's going to be able to respond to that situation and step up in that role. And we'll find out. You don't ever really know until you actually play somebody, but we've worked hard in practice, and it's about time for us to play a match to see where we sit in that stuff.
You mentioned about a player stepping up from the previous year, maybe didn't play very much. Look at a good example would be last year. Angela Young had 21 kills 2 seasons ago. Last year, over 300 kills. There's a good example, and you got her coming back, and Serena Smith, and we lost some very good players, but there are some returning players that are going to have made impacts and should this year as well.
Yeah, we aren't going to be it's not going to be an overhaul of players coming in. We have a lot of kids who have played 2-3 years and are good players, and so they're blending into what they need to do is probably the hardest thing, and just being comfortable in that spot. And then you have freshmen that always come into play somewhere in that process, and they're the hardest because you don't know enough about them yet, and you're not quite sure how they're going to react to playing. So you just kind of wait and see.
Yeah, that's one thing I was just going to mention was newcomers, and you probably expect, as you have every year, there's going to be freshmen that are going to have to play, and then they have to learn on the fly.
And they really do, and it's a different game than from what they're used to in high school or club, and so I've just kind of quit predicting what I think incoming freshmen will do. You just let them, practice and put them in situations and see how they respond to that.
Well, obviously a tough schedule again this year, not only the conference obviously, but you go to the Premier in Colorado, and this year opening up in Michigan at the Michigan Tech Classic. You faced a team that went to the NCAA tournament last year in Michigan Tech, and some other very good programs as well, and this is what can prepare you for the regular season, conference season, but also hopefully an end of the NCAA tournament appearance, but a very tough weekend to say the least in the UP.
Yeah, and we've always done it this way. I mean, we try to play good competition and aren't interested in just trying to win matches. And so Michigan Tech, from what we know, is a real solid team, and they have a lot of seniors and juniors back for this year. So we'll have to play well, obviously, to beat a team of that quality.
And of course, the schedule, the first couple of weekends, actually first 3 weekends, you're on the road, so it's an opportunity that you're going to find out a lot here, just how much they have to grow with 10 matches on the road.
And we've been pretty healthy, so we can't use that for an excuse. And it's just, you're right. We need to see who can respond to fill in the voids that graduated, and building some, rhythm and camaraderie in what we're doing, and have a belief in each other. And that's probably as big a thing going right now as anything.
Well, Coach, safe travels to Michigan Tech. Best of luck this weekend, and we will talk to you here in the next few weeks as we continue on during the season.
Thank you.